Hey, what is good, everyone? What is good? What is good? This is Terrance Wilburn. I am T. Wilburn here on YouTube. I am starting today what is called a grateful journal. So I'll be sharing with you the process of what I do, to enhance my day. You know, this is not like a scheduled live or anything like that, or have any kind of other topics. I just wanted to start doing that now because I'll begin to, start posting about it, writing scripts and things of that nature and shooting other videos and uploading. But here, hopefully, you can hear me live. This will be uploaded as well to the channel. So it gives me time to just go ahead and get this stuff done and at the same time share with you without doing a bunch of editing and things of that nature. Like I said on other video previously, if you're new to this channel has been around for a while, but it hadn't been, um, how do you say it? I hadn't put a lot of content on here. The reason why is because I have had other channels that I were building out, testing different subjects, different topics, and things of that nature, seeing what works for me, what did not work, what I didn't have time for. And so this has always been the main channel attached to my contact. And typically, I have a lot of videos over here where I was shooting ads and running them in, like what do you call that? Unlisted mode. So I have a ton of unlisted videos that I was using for ads and different purposes, like for my sales funnel and things of that nature, on topics such as what we're talking about today, like spirituality, motivation, things of that nature. And probably I'll start to unlist some of those and just reshare them or just reshare the topic. I'm putting I'm shining my hands up, y'all, some healing ointment. This stuff has been working pretty good for me. Hopefully it's not backwards. Let me see right here. Sarah V. I don't know how you pronounce that. My camera is here. I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing like dead center with my eyeballs because I don't really like the way it looks. It makes me look like I'm turned sideways or something like that. I don't really know what's up with that. But anyway, it's dead center on my screen, but it's not like right in my face. I don't really care for that angle. So again, maybe I can adjust it or something like that, but I'm not gonna really mess with it too much right now. All I'm gonna say is that, you know, this topic has been something people have been wondering about gratefulness, about the attitude of gratefulness, about how to receive more uh, prosperity, things of that nature in your life. And so, what I'm doing now is sharing with you how to do that. Hopefully, you can hear me better. I turned the fan off. I'm here in my home garage right now. Of course, I'm at home, not in some kind of office building or nothing like that. This is not a green screen. This is like my actual place where I come to do a lot of um, focus on what creation, content creation. I mean, I do a certain type of thing. For me, like I said, I have not been able to separate what I do from who I am. So I realize is that, whether it be music or writing or, prayer or whatever it is, like I need to put all that stuff together in order to present who I am to the world. I just cannot separate it any longer. Because it became a task to separate. It became a sort of a task to separate different things to see which goes where and keep up with all of the things, and then sort out or segment different markets and things of that nature. And I just came to the point where I said, they who are for me, and they're gonna like all of me. So here we are now on this platform over here on YouTube. I'm about to go live on TikTok on a totally different subject. As you see, from time to time, I post or I will share the lives, should I say, from my TikTok sessions over here on YouTube. Just because over there on TikTok is a total different. It is a total different segment. It's a total different audience. And so, we'll figure out how to, get that done. But I share certain things like passive income tips making money from home from my TikTok over here to YouTube. Because, like I said, over here on this YouTube page, I'm gonna start to build it out a lot more, start to add more subjects, and talk more to my subscribers that are. I think right now it's like at 25. Two other people just subscribed, so based on that thing. But that's pretty good because, like I said, I had this YouTube for 12 years and it had absolutely no traction. you know and like I said, a couple other people subscribed based on a couple tracks I heard, posted or whatever. And so my point is this, is that I'm beginning to build out this YouTube page, and again, I'm going to be sharing different content. So today what we're talking about is simply being grateful. Being grateful can extend your life. I'll say that again. Being grateful can extend your life. Being grateful can extend your life. How can it extend your life, Terrance? It can extend your life by simply allowing you to receive more of the good things that you want in life. I see my mic shaking here on screen. I'm gonna put it over a little bit because I'm leaning on my tables. Everything's attached to my table. So this is a desktop. So anyway, what I'm saying to you is that being grateful can extend your life because it allows you to become more open to what the universe, or what we call God. God is not the universe. It is an entity, a force, a something that surrounds us. It is the consciousness collective. I put it like that. Some people say collective consciousness. It's the collective consciousness of the realm that you live in. If you watch any Marvel movie, or any of the older sci-fi stuff, they were always talking about either quantum stuff. They would mention it. It wasn't really like a huge topic back then, but this stuff has been around for ages. They would talk about quantum. I remember, I'll put it like this. I remember when I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, right? And so there was a little show called Quantum Leap. I would watch Quantum Leap. And that really originally exposed me to the idea of quantum faith, and about how things are linked. And they didn't really go in depth into the topic because, of course, it is for entertainment purposes. But as a child, I would think, well, what is this possible? And nobody ever spoke on it. And so I always went over into my imagination thinking about the many different versions of me that could possibly exist. And I, imagined that stuff as a child. And so now in this day, people are talking about the quantum realm and what it means. And, all these Marvel movies are coming out telling you all this stuff. And so my point in saying all of that is that if you've seen any of the movies, perhaps Doctor Strange, or any of the modern Avengers, things of that nature, they show you different acts, especially Spider-Man. Spider-Man been dealing with that. Probably he was probably the first Marvel thing, that and the X-Men were dealing with the quantum way before people were talking about this. It was like back in the 90s. I think Spider-Man was talking about multiverse back in the 90s, like early 90s. You know what I'm saying? So Marvel has always been up on that type of science, and imagining or bringing to you the possibilities of what could be happening around you. And that stuff is, I don't want to get into that whole consciousness, how they base the characters off of other people and everything like that. But so this is not that type of channel. But what we're talking about is, do your research on that if you didn't know that. Many of the characters are based on historical Black figures. So anyway, being grateful can link you to the power of quantum faith. I was talking about the show Quantum Leap, which influenced me to really research in my mind the possibilities of what is possible for me and for others in other dimensions. I would often call them, shows like the Twilight Zone and things of that nature would actually be, for me, revealing to me spiritual science, is what I call it now. That means that I have seen um, throughout the trajectory of my life how science and faith, so called, are actually saying the exact same thing. I'm going to say that again. Science and faith speak the same language. They're just saying it in two different platforms and using several different words to kind of throw you off. People cannot separate science from faith. It is the exact same thing. And this is what we're talking about here. Quantum activity has everything to do with your heart, mind, and soul. What do I mean by soul? Soul is the emotional force that is within you. It is all of your emotions. It is how you basically live, breathe, and have your being. The Bible would call it let's eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. That means your experience in this realm would be over. It doesn't mean actual death. There is no such thing as death. Death is a thought in this realm that separates this physical avatar from the life force within it. And so the life force, according to my research, is the spirit or the pneuma, meaning breath, the breath of God, meaning you are God. You are God, not some force way out in space beyond the galaxy and the stars in some place called heaven. This realm is heavenly. Your experience is based on the consciousness or the psychology of your mind, which is linked to your soul. Do you have a soul? Everybody has a spirit, which is life force, the breath within you. Every morning I do breath work. If you're not familiar, you should get familiar with some breath work. You will begin to realize is that you are not the body that you live in. You are the breath within it. You are the pneuma, the rhema, so to speak. Now, the pneuma, the breath force within this body. It means a spirit or life. Spirit means wind, coming from Christian doctrine and other type of other stuff. It's talking about the breath within you. That is the life force. Everything on earth, everything has a spirit. It has life in it. There is no such thing as death. And so, but do you have a soul? There's a lot of talk about people having, being NPCs and things of that nature, non-playable characters. Are you familiar with that term? You know, AI, they're cloning, all these type of subjects that sound preposterous, but in actuality have a very physical basis in science. And yeah, but I'll just say that's science. I don't want to get into that whole thing. This is not that channel, but I could point to you certain places what would blow your mind, what people are talking about the actual science that's been known for a century or two about what people are doing in laboratories. So anyway, this is not that type of channel, but we're talking about being grateful here, though. Grateful is the force of spirit that opens you up to more life. When you are feeling down, feeling bad, feeling sad, feeling upset, feeling um, demotivated, I'm gonna make up that word. I love to make up words because there aren't no words to describe the things that I know. Demotivated, then you need some remotivation. The powerful Mr. Les Brown, our great evangelist, our hero, you know, says is you can look up, you can get up. You know, he's great with motivating people because he has that force of God in him, that Holy Ghost, that power that helps you to get up. You know, and you need to be motivated by someone, something in life if you're feeling low and feeling down about yourself. And a lot of people in today's time are feeling low and feeling down about themselves. Why? Because they've been taught, trained, and discovered how to. I was doing a meditation at least about, I'll just say a little bit more over a year ago. I was studying something in Mind Valley, the conscious community called Mind Valley. If you're not familiar with that, do some research about that. I think here on YouTube, but they have a ton of free stuff on here on YouTube. But anyway, I took one of their courses. I had like access to a lot of their courses, and so I took one. I forget the name of it per se, but the teacher, Shrikar Rumar, Shrikar Rao, excuse me, Sri Kumar Rao. So he was teaching about consciousness and advanced consciousness, higher levels of consciousness. and he spoke towards the end of the course. It was a very long, drawn out course. I watched it over several days, and as most of their courses are designed to help you to watch over a term of how many days. But I think I took that course in like an entire week. It was supposed to be like a month or two course, but I took that thing in like 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days. So at the end of my week, I was listening to him, and he said something to the degree of that the two words in the English language that have taught you to feel bad about yourself. I'll just put it in my own terms. To feel low, to feel like like you're nothing, are what if, what and if. Oh, excuse me, not if and then. Those are the two words. If then. So the subjects of if and then have trained everyone here in North America and possibly the known modern world to feel bad about themselves. Now, me as a copywriter, that is something I do in my side profession. I'm not a full time copywriter, but I have had some success in copywriting. What does that mean? Copywriting is pretty much everything that you read. It is the champion shirt. Which way am I going here? I'm going here. Champion, that is a copyright. My lights are not properly adjusted. Let me see if I'm pointing now. I'm pointing here. But that is a picture of a lion. I'll try to get it adjusted so you guys can see some of my background. But right now it's not. It says no guts, no glory. That's copywriting. There's a sign over here next in front of a picture of my handsome father. It says Dad's Garage, whichever way I'm pointing. Because I think this thing is flipped. Is it flipped? No, this is my right side. So anyway, here my microphone, you couldn't read it, but it says Behringer B1. This is a U87 clone, y'all. If you're wondering what this is, it's a U87 clone mic. It's a wonderful one too. So anyway, anything you can read pretty much is potential copywriting. So, but actual copywriting is done by someone who has the ability to trigger emotions within you and your consciousness and your behavior by using psychology to make you buy something. And it has happened to everybody all over the planet, but more so here, let's just say in modern day America. And so copywriting is potentially anything that you can read. The great songwriter, Smokey Robinson, probably the greatest songwriter of all time. I'm going to put him there anyway. Next I'll probably put like a Prince or something like that. But Smokey Robinson, all the songs that he wrote for Motown were copyrighted. It's not to be confused with copyright, the thing that you do when you register something, which is similar, but it's writing, like writing. So potentially anything that you can read, a movie script. I have written a movie. I'm about to start working on the one that I was formulating for a while. So I'm an award-winning screenwriter. I won an award for best, no, runner up for screenplay in college. Why didn't I win the best award? Is because I didn't change my ending. That's why I didn't win first place. I knew I would have won first place. I think the other guy went on to do something else, but no, I'm content with my artwork. And I've seen my artwork copied. Somebody took that and made a movie out of it. Seriously, and a television show. It's all good though. What things we don't use in the universe, it tends to fall over into some other person's lap. And so we have to move past the point of becoming indignant or resurgent, or we feel like we want to retaliate by being more grateful. And this is what this topic is about as I perform this live for you. The reason why I'm not uploading this and chopping it up and all this other stuff, because I got to build this channel out, y'all. So I'm going live and putting this stuff on here, and you can watch it later as you will, because I got to go live on another platform and do other things too. So I'm going to spend a few minutes with you on a regular and consistent basis. I'm not going to say every day, but I'm going to upload more and more until we get this thing built out, because I want to see 1,000 people 1,000 families get their breakthrough from here, And what I mean by families, I'm talking about you. You have a family. You as an individual having family. Even if you're single, you have some people attached to you. You will one day have a family, if you plan on going that route. If you don't, then you don't. But I still want to see more people get their breakthrough on a regular and consistent basis. And I think that I need to show up as that person because I look at a lot of content online and I look at my people and the things that they're interested in. And I was once one there too. And so that I know that my folks need to have a step up in consciousness. And I believe that I'm one of those forerunners who will help you into that dimension space by sharing with you, simple things about my experience and as well as how to advance your life. So there are many people looking for this information. It's hard to find online because it's so diluted by what other things are going on. People are interested in all types of stuff, things that really don't move the needle. I took both psychology and I have a degree in media. So I'm familiar with the psychology that they use in everyday media to make you pay attention, you, me, and everybody else. And so the same thing is what I need to start doing here on my channels to help my people out to understand that you can raise up your consciousness, you can raise up your standard of living, and you're going to do that how? By starting to be grateful. Being grateful opens you up to a world of spiritual power. For those who like to use that word magic, it opens you up to all of that. A lot of people think that word magic is spooky, but I'm going to give you a book to read if you are a real reader. The book is called The Magician, or The Magician, however you want to pronounce it. A book written by Philip Cooper. Now, the whole book is not that great, but he explains in the very first few pages about what magic is and the science behind it and what it truly is. It's truly just psychological power to make you believe. And so, anyway, you don't have to get into the rituals or anything like that. But this book informs you about what it is. And so, anyway, what we're talking about, just to pivot back, because we're about to end this live. I see we've already been going on strong for about 22 minutes now. And so, we're talking about being grateful. Being grateful is like that book, The Magician, that Philip Cooper talked about what it is. Being grateful opens you up to the spirit power within you. Remember, spirit, as we talked about earlier, means breath, the pneuma, the force of God within you, saying that I am God. I am God, like Jesus said. Ye are all gods. Have I not told you that ye are gods? Even David wrote in the Psalms in the Bible, ye are gods. You are God, not some force way out in space beyond the clouds in the heavenlies that you have to scream and get his attention to. God is within you. He, she is within you. The force of God is within you. You are God, madam. You are God, sir. You are having the experience as God on earth as Tasha, Kiki, Mike, whatever your name is. My name is Terrance. So God is having the experience force within me, experiencing everything. That's why the Bible says that God, well, it doesn't actually say that, but we say that God is omnipotent. That means that he is powerful. That means all power. He has all the power. He's everything. So anyway, he's omnipresent. That he's how can God see everything? Is because when you open your eyes, he sees everything that you see. Everybody else as well, and every cat, dog, monkey, whatever. That God is in there because the spirit, the pneuma, the breath of God is making the thing animate. But guess what, y'all? Just like we talked about before, does everything have a soul? Mm. So that's a little deeper conversation for a later time that I will not reveal at this time. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you being grateful. You being grateful will help you out in the whole long run of things. I can tell you something like this. If you have a calling of a prophet, a prophetess, or some kind of prophetic calling of prayer and intercessory, that thing has hit a brick wall and will continue to do that until you fold over into using it to move your life forward. I can tell you there's a stagnation in the spirit when it comes to the prophetic and what people have done with it. They have stuck it in the box inside the wall of the church and there it stays. There is no power there within the sides of the four walls of your church. I try to make a four wall, but this is how we used to do in school with the camera, right? We film our shot like that and see it. So just imagine, you see that top bar right here? Okay, so yeah, that's your church, the four walls of your church. The prophetic is stuck in there and it cannot move out. There's no power in your church. Let's be for real. Get for real about that. There ain't no power in your church. You get up and show up every Sunday. The preacher's rich. He ain't really helping nobody. She ain't really helping nobody. They just make you feel good. You get them more money and you go back home and you feel like your bills can't be paid. You know why? Because you are not using the gift within you. I can tell you that for being in 20 years of prophetic ministry is that if you don't move out of the four walls of that church, you're going to be in danger, sir. You're going to be in danger, ma'am. You're going to be falling out of line with God. I can tell you like this, you likely already out of line with God because the prophet is called to do something greater. You, sir, you, madam, are called outside of the four walls of the church where your gift can be active. How? It's because you're going to use it in a different format. Ministry is about service. It is not about church. If you look up the word definition or whatever over there on Merriam-Webster or in Google, I don't like really Google definitions. They kind of do some, it's weird. But anyway, go wherever you go to search your definitions, you will find that the word ministry means service. Are you in service to the people? Yeah, I'm in service. I pray for the people. No, you do not. People need something more than just your words. The Bible declares, sir, madam, that if someone were to say that they were in hunger and you give them a prayer, they would be pissed off at you. Now, I put that in my own words, but you can go research that scripture for yourself. You have to be able to give people something. Are you in service to the people? Yes, no, you're not. So you need to be for real with yourself. Get out of that church. I don't care what it is. Get out of there. Find something to do with your prophetic ministry. Here on this platform, I'm sharing with you through the prophetic, through the spirit, all of the great things that's going to help you advance your consciousness because that's what it's about. That quantum leap, as we begin to speak about. Being grateful is the platform where you begin to make that quantum leap. It is the platform where you begin to jump over hurdles. It is the platform that you begin to get your breakthrough through new and greater dimensions. Also, to end, because we're about to end here shortly, because like I said, I got to go live on another platform. And I'll be sharing that video as a, whatever video later on. But that is going to help you. Being grateful even when things are low, even when things are so-called down, even when you not feeling so great, is going to open you up to receive. And that's where I feel God at. To receive. That's what it's about. You have not room to receive, just like the Bible says. God, I want my blessing pressed down, shaken together, running over me and given to my bosom. But you don't have room to receive. You missed that part. So you have not room to receive. Not because people are giving to you. You can't give to a closed hand. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be. God bless PE. I love PE. Love Chuck D. Love you, brother. Bless Chuck D and his life. Flavor Flav. But the hand is closed. Fight the power. Be like water, like Bruce Lee said. All right. So anyway, that's my lesson for us today, is that you're going to start to be grateful. You're going to start to tap into the gratefulness, the Grateful Dead. I had to say that, y'all. Grateful Dead. One of the greatest rock groups of all time, right? But they made some good music. Go back and listen to that stuff, man. Hey, some people got a message for you. I'm not crazy about rock music anymore. I'm not a thrasher, but you got to respect good musicians, especially a lot of the older stuff back in the 60s. People were trying to wake you up about something. What is the experience that you really having? Are you grateful or are you a zombie? Are you Grateful Dead? Are you Rob Zombie? Which one are you? Are you the Grateful Dead or are you a Rob Zombie? We'll talk about that another time, y'all. But remember, I want to say it like Don Cornelius used to say, peace and soul. Love, peace, and soul, y'all. We'll check you later. This has been Terrance Wilburn. I am T. Wilburn on all platforms, social media. Follow me, like, subscribe, do all those great things, and have a most bountiful day. Love you.